So last panel question. If a new center director started today, what is one strategy that you'd recommend that they implement right from the get-go, day one?
I would start out by telling them, be intentional about building your team and your culture. And what I mean by that is every day I ask myself, have I done everything I can to make sure everyone here knows they're valued? Every student, every guest, every staff member. And that requires knowing your staff and all the other things we've talked about. But it comes back down to that intentionality, that starting the day with that big goal in mind of setting the tone for your culture and your team.
Good point.
That's great. I don't know. Danielle, do we still have you?
Oh, and then after this one, I'll be heading off.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I think my biggest thing, or what I would for sure recommend, is just be consistent. And create a culture with staff and students that they can work with, and with expectations that pretty much fosters the culture of respect. So if you're going to do something, make sure that you follow through and do it, right? Not just so many words like, hey, I'm going to call you. 2 days later, that student's still waiting for that call. They could spend all day or took off of work or their lunch break, whatever. If we're going to, hold expectations to other folks, students, parents, we got to make sure that we're doing it on our end as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. Awesome. Thank you so much, Danielle, for hanging on with us.
Yeah.
No problem.
Hey, Brian Barber just wanted you to know he loves your jacket.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So do I. It's awesome.
Have a good day.
Great. See you, Danielle.
Bye.
Awesome. Kelly, what about you at Escanaba?
I would have to say, just remember what our vision and our mission is and why we are here. I mean, we're here for these students. Build those relationships with the students. The learning's going to come later, but just remember why we're here, and it's for the students.
Yeah, that's really, I think that can be sometimes tough to maybe keep in front when we have so many other things going on. So that's a really, really good point to always make sure that's the center of it all.
Yeah, and if I wanted to back up for day one, a new center director, a new center where there's no staff members, always hire people that can take your place too, because you never know where you're going to end up. So you want to make sure that your staff is really competent and can take your place if you decide you want to move up in the company or move on.
That's a very good point. Thank you for sharing, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly.
And Amber, what about Three Rivers?
So I put staff meetings into place right away, and the reason is pretty much what everyone touched on. It wasn't just one reason in particular, but you can kind of get to know personalities, let people vent, but be consistent. You can get to know them. You can set a culture in place. You can remember, why we're here by talking about that vision and mission. And so it's all of that, and all of that takes place during our staff meetings. And so I'm just wrapping up what pretty much they said, but we do that kind of in our staff meetings.
Awesome. Thank you so much, panel members. Thank you all for sharing. And it's great to hear. It's great to hear that you all do similar things, but sometimes you do it with a different twist. So that's great to see.